Hello everybody. I've just watched the Judy Garland version of A Star is Born for the first time, and I thought I would give you my first impressions. One of my first impressions was this. I could 100% see Sutton Foster stepping into this role. To me, there is something really similar about the two of them in their mannerisms and way of speaking, especially early on in this film when Esther is sort of tripping over her words and talking to Norman for the first time. She has this way of flipping between being bemused and amused and nervous that reads very Sutton Foster to me, especially if you've ever seen Sutton Foster in Bunheads. Other things to note, I really loved this film. I love the performances of our two leads, Judy Garland and James Mason. I think that they both give remarkable performances. And I love the relationship between Esther and Norman. I love watching it. And I hate it too. I hate it because I know exactly what she means when she says that sometimes love is not enough. I was surprised that a film about the making of a star would feel so domestic at times. Some of my absolute favorite moments in A Star is Born are very quiet moments, backstage moments and at-home moments where you realize that Norman and Esther still have their senses of humor, that they love each other. There's a wonderful scene where Esther is running around their living room reenacting the scene that she had just performed in the studio. It ends with the two of them having a pillow fight. I have heard some people's thoughts on A Star is Born. I knew vaguely what I was getting into when I popped the film in the DVD player, but there was a lot that I wasn't expecting. There's a lot of talk about how Norman feels emasculated by Esther's successful career. But at the same time, this is a man who walks around wearing a yellow cardigan, who helped redo her makeup after the makeup department did it so spectacularly awfully the first time. This is a man who has pillow fights with her. And I think really a lot of this film comes down to failure and the fear of failure. And the thing that Norman does so early on for Esther is to release her from that fear of failure. Yes, he says he'll get her a screen test, but it takes some time for that all to materialize, and Esther doesn't see him for days or weeks, and who knows what might have happened to him. But she decides to stay anyway and try to make something of her career because he showed her how to believe in herself. And before that screen test, Esther says that she's scared, and he says, of course you are, we're all scared. Why did you think you wouldn't be? I think maybe it's the same in show business as it is in love. Because when you're finally in it, you think if it's really right, I won't be scared. But of course you are. We all are. I don't think I've laughed this hard or cried this hard at a film in a while. Not both, not in the same movie. So if I have any final thoughts on A Star is Born, I'll say this. The performances are great. And it really is some of Judy Garland's best work. You see that she is a star. Always was. I give the film 8.5 stars out of 10, and if it left me with any thoughts about love, it's this. Choosing love, in my experience, always means also choosing pain, but it is also always worth it.